Can you tell that my overall mindset and attitude towards talking about this topic just isn't really there? I don't know, man. I kind of feel apathetic about this situation. But I understand the importance of it, which is why we are going out there and talking about it. This is not necessarily new, but I think a lot of the details have been revealed to us over the past day or so, which is why we are talking about the latest in terms of Vancouver Canucks coaching. Goodbye, Rick Tocchet. Hello, somebody else. We have ourselves 2 posts made by Rick Dhaliwal on Twitter. Thomas Drance and I both reporting that Adam Foote is still very much in the mix for the Canucks head coaching job. You also had yourselves Patrick Johnston saying this on Blue Sky, echoing and extending on what Donnie and Dolly have put together. It sounds like the Canucks head coaching job is coming down to Adam Foote or Manny Malhotra, with Malhotra being the slight favorite. So, Yorgos Lanthimos, it's the favorite over here. Manny Malhotra, head coach of the Abbotsford Canucks, the very successful Abbotsford Canucks, by the way, who already has a handle with some of the young talent in this Canucks organization, is the slight favorite for the Vancouver Canucks head coaching job right now. There also was an update or two from Elliotte Friedman, which we are going to dive into here. This is what he had spoken about also on the same Donnie and Dolly program. Elliotte believes the Canucks will narrow down to a short list of head coaching candidates this week, with 3 to 4 names. He believes that Manny Malhotra and Marco Sturm will be on that list. They will then conduct second interviews with the candidates on the short list. So, it seems like, just based off of some of this information, the Vancouver Canucks have narrowed it down to a limited selection of candidates. There aren't any big surprising names, it seems like. Doesn't seem like there's any John Tortorellas going out here. But with Sturm, Malhotra, and Adam Foote being the 1, 2, 3, this does kind of seem like the path the Vancouver Canucks are going down. And just opening things up right here, Adam Foote, somebody who's already been in the Vancouver Canucks organization for a while, with Rick Tocchet helping this defense. Obviously, there's the Quinn Hughes familiarity there, and the idea that says, oh yeah, you'll bring Foote back because you want Quinn Hughes to be happy. Well, the thing is, I don't really know necessarily if Adam Foote being the guy is, all too great, I think. There's been a lot of people going out there and talking about Adam Foote's record, and I think this tweet goes out there and summarizes it pretty well. This is from Alistair. Take a look at this. Adam Foote's WHL coaching career with the Kelowna Rockets was 48-49-8-4. He was hired on October 2018 and was fired in February 2020, which was just a few months before the Rockets were to host the Memorial Cup. That doesn't look particularly great. That's the only other time that Adam Foote has been a head coach at any, I was going to say, like, decent level of hockey playing. I mean, he was the Colorado Thunderbirds U14 AAA head coach back in 2014-15, but he went from that to coaching WHL hockey and getting fired, and then he was with the Vancouver Canucks as an assistant coach. The way everything is shaping out, it just seems more like Adam Foote getting hired as head coach is just a keep Quinn Hughes happy kind of thing. Whereas Manny Malhotra, Vancouver Canucks face-off winning legend, literally like the best face-off guy in the league when he was in Vancouver, it was kind of weird. This guy has had a very good record, you can say. And with the Abbotsford Canucks this season, the team has been so dominant. They're in the playoffs, they're doing some great work. Manny was an assistant with the Canucks from some of those bad Travis Green years, and inevitably went over to Toronto. He was very coveted over there, went over to Abbotsford as the head coach, and he has been doing some fantastic work. I think Manny Malhotra's profile brings a lot more potential than what you're seeing out of Adam Foote. And ultimately, I think, because there's just new blood here in Manny Malhotra, and it seems like from the way the Abbotsford Canucks are playing, it seems like there is still an emphasis on offensive creativity and offensive dynamism in Malhotra's teams. That is something that I think the Vancouver Canucks could work with. And I'm also thinking here too, like, just selfishly, how cool it is to have all these former Canucks in the organization doing things. Henrik and Daniel Sedin as development coaches in the AHL, and Manny Malhotra's down there as the head coach in the AHL too. If these guys inevitably graduate to being Vancouver Canucks team staff, then there's something that really tickles my 2011 brain about that. And maybe that's kind of a stupid thing to talk about, but is it not kind of the best fan service available to have these guys all around the organization doing some significant work? I'm also thinking about it like, hey, we all talk about how Francesco Aquilini is cheap and he doesn't want to spend much money, right? Well, Adam Foote is a guy that has been an assistant NHL coach for a while. Would he not be more expensive to sign on to a head coaching role than Manny Malhotra, who has been an assistant in the NHL for a while but is just coming up from the AHL? I don't know. That's just an observation that I think some folks might go out there and start bringing up. Oh, is he cheaper? Is he cheaper? If he's cheaper and he's better, then maybe that's even more appropriate. But anyways, we haven't spoken much about the coaching search, mostly because I think there's a level of apathy in Canucks Nation that has sort of transcended various barriers here. I've been seeing so many Canucks fans saying, hey, I don't really care who the next head coach is. Quinn Hughes is going to leave, and that is the biggest thing that's going to deter me from watching these games and cheering for this team, because the way the team is managed and the way the team holds itself accountable, it's just not there. And as long as the team keeps on struggling through these cycles of mediocrity, then Quinn Hughes is going to leave, and there's going to be no hope, no matter who the coach is. But I'll say this right here to end off the video. No matter who the coach is, whether it's Adam Foote or Manny Malhotra, the one thing that will keep Quinn Hughes in Vancouver, for sure, aside his brothers, the one thing that will keep Vancouver afloat with Quinn Hughes is if the Vancouver Canucks win games. That's the biggest thing. If this team finds ways to continuously win games and get positive results, that's the biggest thing that you need to keep Quinn Hughes around. If the Canucks are number one in the Pacific next year, which is not going to happen, but if they are number one in the Pacific, then Quinn probably has a much higher likelihood of wanting to sign an extension and sticking around with this hockey team. If Elias Pettersson becomes a 100-point player, then okay, great. That is the best thing that can happen to him and for the rest of the team, Quinn Hughes included. So with that in mind, I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about the Canucks head coaching search and the updates we have seen with Manny Malhotra and Adam Foote? Marco Sturm looks like he is just kind of the extra throw-in there, one of the other names that could be in the mix, but just based off of the tea leaves, it doesn't seem like he has a big shot at making it. I don't know. It seems like it's Foote and Malhotra battling it out for that number one inevitable coaching spot. With that in mind, though, I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Who would you like to see as the next coach at the Vancouver Canucks? And what are the pros and cons of each? Let me know in the comments all your opinions. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.